creators, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Yvette and I am part of the SheetLoad creative team. Today, some of my teammates and I will be participating in a SheetLoad rewind along with Alicia of the Call Me Crafty Owl channel. If you'd like to see what each of the team members has created, I will have a link to a playlist in the description box below. So today we are rewinding to the February 2024 sketch. Now this was a special edition using 6x6 paper. So I decided to pull out some more of the papers in my stash because my goal is to get through a lot of these paper pads this year. So I pulled out this Let's Be Mermaids paper pad from Echo Park and made my cards. Now, in case you're not familiar, the SheetLoad is a sketch, supply, and cutting guide that is provided to all of Alicia's subscribers. So that is the Call Me Crafty Owl channel. If you'd like to check it out, I'll link to her channel in the description box below. And then the sketch always has what supplies you'll need, how many cards it yields, and this sketch yields 8. The dimensions, in case you might want to make one card. This one had a channel member bonus, and then alternatives or other ways to use the sketch. And then page 2 is your cutting guide. So it shows you how to cut all your cardstock and pattern paper. So as I said, I did use the Let's Be Mermaid paper pad and made my cards. So let me show you. So here are my cards. Let me show you. I did make 8 cards and I made birthday cards, but I used a sentiment in Spanish. So it says Feliz Cumpleaños, which is happy birthday in Spanish. And I love this mermaid paper. It was so pretty. I mean, it was beyond words. You'll see I kind of flipped them over, used different sides because, of course, this paper was double-sided, so I used both sides. For my half circle here, these were some papers that I was just playing with to make backgrounds on a recent live, and I'll link to that live in the description box as well. So I used those to cut my half circles and stamp my sentiment. And then I used some holographic paper for a stitch scallop circle layer behind that. Now, because this was mermaid paper, I just had to add a little mermaid. Isn't she cute? So this little mermaid for the tails, I think for all of them. Yeah, for all the tails, I also used some more of those background panels that I had created. And I used for my mermaid this large die of the month from Spellbinders. This was the August 2025 large die of the month. And it has a ton of beautiful underwater images. But the mermaid, this was what I wanted because it was just the right size. It was small enough to add to my card, but not too big so that it would overwhelm everything on the card. So I cut out all my little mermaid tails from those papers I told you I had, and then used some holographic paper, some different papers, and all the other papers like the holographic paper and the colored cardstock here, I used from the 12x12 cardstock shop, which I will also link in the description box. And then I'm not sure you can tell, in person you can, but the teal background layer, I embossed it with this August 3D embossing folder. And this was also from Spellbinders, so I'll link that as well. And then the pink layer, this one you can't really tell too much. I did it anyway, just in case. But I embossed that one using the embossing folder of the month from August of 25 as well. So I think they turned out really cute. The scraps that I had, I did use them for the inside of my cards to make some little flags. I used the same pink cardstock here as my back, my layer behind the pattern paper. And I just think they look so cute. Behind her hair, I put some holographic paper, so her hair, the little stars are kind of holographic and shiny. Isn't that cute? I absolutely love them. But yeah, there's all 8 of my cards. They all look so cute. I mean, I just fell in love with these little mermaids. And I was so glad I had these background panels that I had made. They worked perfectly because they're watercolory and they're flowy, just like it would be in the ocean for our little mermaids. Oh, and then with the little stars that got cut out of her hair here, I added them here to the little half circle. Can you tell? Right there. I didn't want them to go to waste. They were cute little stars, so I added them there just to add a little bit extra to my card. And again, I did add, using the extra cardstock, the scraps of the cardstock, to the inside of each of the cards. Now, there is a reason I decided to make birthday cards. I'm participating in the Cards for Cubs card drive. And so some crafty friends and myself will be doing a 12-hour live hop making cards for the Cards for Cubs drive. I will link to the Cards for Cubs website so you can check it out, see what they do. And what they do is they accept card donations. There'll be birthday cards or encouragement cards, and they send them to foster children. So foster kids sometimes don't get birthday cards. It depends what family they're with. It depends if they're in a family placement. They may be in a group home type setting. So they would get a nice handmade card just so they know that their birthday has not been forgotten, or if it's an encouragement card, just to, let them know you got this, you're doing wonderful, and we're here for you. And I think that's a wonderful cause. So Barely Art Glue, thank you so much for putting this on every year. Again, I'll link to the website so you can get all the information you need if you'd like to donate cards. And if you'd like to maybe volunteer, or if you can't donate cards or volunteer, you can always make a monetary donation. That would help with postage and the like. So I'll also link to the playlist for the Cards for Cubs 12-hour live stream, all right? So I'm really looking forward to that. That will be on March 2nd. So keep an eye for that. You should be able to see on my channel, I think mine is at 3 o'clock. Not really sure. I'll have to check, but I will link to that in the description box. Thanks so much for sticking around to the end. I'd be thrilled if you subscribed to my YouTube channel or followed me on any of my other social media platforms. As always, have a beautiful, safe, and creative day. Thanks for watching. Bye.